Hi guys, how's your June going so far? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly and I'm going to talk about the things I've read so far in June. And we're going to start with Ferrisville Stories by my friend CP Cabaniss, also known on YouTube and Instagram as Courtney Reads. I buddy read this with Dia from Novel Idea and Kelly Ann from Kelly and Mitchell. These friends were so sweet to read with. It was so great to talk about ideas, about what we thought about the story, and just immerse ourselves together in this world. The world, actually, that she's created. So I can, with complete objectivity, knowing that she's my very sweet friend, can say that Courtney is an absolutely beautiful constructor of sentences. She has, I'll just give you an example of something that she wrote. Creaks and metallic shrieks filled the air issuing from a mist-shrouded wood. Those who appeared on the cliffside were left with no choice but to follow the noise to its source. Every short story, she opens with something that is usually very grabbing. And then a lot of times, like, there's something that just happens right after that has you immediately, imaginatively transported to the world. So beautiful writing. If you know me, you know that I am a sucker for beautiful writing. Pretty words get me into a story. So she has that going on for her. I would have loved to have, there's this main character, Ruby, and she has recently passed, and this is dealing with her in the afterlife, and she travels, and I won't spoil and go any deeper, for a reason she is traveling to various worlds, and she is important there. And then there is a sidekick who is very, very complicated, named Damon, and he is in a lot of the story too. I would have loved to have delved a little bit deeper into Ruby's life before she passed away and what made her tick, and Damon as well. I would have loved to have also gotten a little bit more from Damon's perspective. I wanted even more of these characters. The short story format was beautiful because of the world she created, but I wanted to go deeper and dive in. Courtney, I think you could make this an amazing novel too. But I enjoyed it in short story format. I just want more of the characters because what they were doing and finding was interesting and intriguing. And I want them to go deeper so that my answers that I'm getting are even deeper as well. Please support Courtney. Read this book. I think that you will decide that she is a beautiful writer too. All right, so next, my friend Dia, who I just talked about, she picked most of my TBR for the month of June. I thought that would be super fun. And the first thing that I finished was Drowning Song by McCaffrey. This is amazing. I can't even tell you how much I love this book. Amazing fantasy book. We're dealing with a young girl who has an absolutely horrible family. If you're not feeling good about your parenting skills, you might just read this book and you will feel much better about yourself. Her parents treat her awful. She has a pretty good brother, but she has this gift of music. She's apprenticed with the harper in the past. He dies and she has to kind of take his place, but no one will admit that she's even done this job. They try to hide her away when the new harper comes. Something horrible happens to her and she's not even sure if she'll be able to play music again. And she discovers some lizards that breathe fire. And it is so exciting. That part of the story, I love it so much. I love the dragons. I love what eventually happens to this lovely girl. It's just, I don't know how to tell you how good it is. You just have to experience it yourself. I did the audio and it was wonderful. And you could do this with kids. It's totally fine and appropriate for kids. I can't really think of anything that wouldn't be appropriate. I mean, this is not for young kids, but if you want to take your middle grade age kids along with the ride and listen to it, I think it would be totally fine. It is about a girl, but it's not it's written in a little bit more mature way for an adult reader. Okay, so then I also finished another book recommended by Dia, and this is A Gift of the Sea by Morrow Lindbergh, and I thought this was gorgeous writing as well. Pretty words, have me, you know that now. So she's comparing different periods of a woman's life, different times of a woman's life, to the ocean, to, you know, the creatures, the shells, the tides, and it worked for me. One thing I liked about this is she encouraged us to find solitude. As wives and mothers, we need to find time for solitude occasionally. But the thing I really liked about her is she didn't do what kind of annoys me about a lot of writers today when they write about being a wife or mother. It's basically like, you take care of yourself, which you have to take care of yourself, of course, but it's kind of like they're bothersome, these husbands and children, is like the outlook. And I didn't feel that from Ms. Lindbergh. I felt like you were being encouraged in motherhood without treating children and husbands like they're a nuisance, because they're not, they're blessings. So you just need to learn how to work through your everyday life and consider those wonderful people blessings. All right, so finish that. I would say that you should not, if you don't already know a lot about that author, Ms. Lindbergh, don't look anything up, because I think it will affect your read. And I think you should go in blind about the author. That's just my 2 cents. All right, so I am in the middle of some stuff now. The 2 things that I'm in the middle of recommended by Dia. First, Mrs. Ferris Goes to Paris, and this is was recently made into a film as well. But she is basically a housekeeper, and she really wants to get a Dior gown. She thinks it is the most beautiful thing in the world. So I'm in the middle of this right now, and I'm enjoying it so far. The author of this one is Paul Gallico, and then I'm in the middle of A Sky Painted Gold by Laura Wood, and I'm about 70% that, and it is beautiful, heart-wrenching. We've got the 1920s, we've got different classes, different races, and we're dealing with it, and we have some of the elegance of the time, some of the heartbreak of the time, and so I really am enjoying it thus far. I am doing a buddy read with Courtney Reads right now. We are slowly making our way through A Tale of Two Cities. I love it even more than I did the first time around when I read it. Okay, that's what I've got going on so far. What have you been reading, and what are you planning to read in the future? Have you read any of these books? I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right, read a lot. Bye-bye.